Okay, later on that evening, I know I promised no distractions with my Virginia measuring Vijayos, but the ratio is pretty well lickety split. Right, what I have is these small magnets here. I promised I was going to put them on the end of my rods and try to determine saturation. However, I tried that, it didn't work. The reason why is that with a linear motor, the way a traditional proper linear motor works is without magnets. So you turn on the power and the electromagnet will balance itself right in the middle of the field, right in the middle of the shaft. So if I put small magnets on the end, it really makes very little difference whatsoever, and it's impossible to determine the saturation point that way. So the only way to do it is by putting very large magnets on to determine saturation. And I didn't want to use these because I haven't slept very much lately, and you've got to be really very alert to do it. So what I've done is I'll keep the camera away. This electromagnet with the smaller size magnets I was using before, these ones here, which I can feel from that distance, so it's about 40 centimeters, those ones versus those ones. So I might just put them there and completely forget about it. So these larger magnets, 60 by 30. Before I go and test saturation, I did notice one thing that's probably of note that I want to point out, that if I turn the power on, it'll float to the same level, and now it's using 1.45 amps at 7.8 volts, which is about 12, 13, 14 watts. And to get to that height with the smaller magnets, it wasn't 14 watts, it was almost 45 watts. It was about hovering between 42 and 45 watts. So the magnets are only 2 centimeters larger, 4 centimeters as opposed to 6, and yeah, the power required to lift the electromagnet that high is basically 1/3. So I'm looking forward to when the real big magnets get here. But anyway, in the meantime, what I'm going to do is try the same experiment again with the larger rod and the larger electromagnet. And this second experiment, this second part, is to determine basically if the rod and the magnet need to be perfectly matched, or you can keep increasing the magnets to infinity and the motor keeps getting more and more powerful, or is there a perfect ratio? And obviously the rod is very cheap and the magnets are very expensive, so we need to find out if there's a point at which we need to stop buying magnets because it's uneconomical. So I'm going to test the second rod. We're going to find an answer to the second very important question. So it means we've done 2 massive step forwards for the evening, and then we're going to work out what the third question to ask is, and hopefully get that one answered as well. And if all goes well, by tomorrow I can stick my magnet back in here. I'll get some better lighting going tomorrow, but these heavy duty 20mm thick rails will be ready to take any magnet I can throw at them and swing any pendulum I can thumb screw up without collapsing as well. Hopefully it'll be 100 kilos or so, but it'll probably take anything up to 300 or 400. So, let's see what happens.